What's up guys, Yasuo here, and today I have another solo ranked gameplay for you guys. This is in Emerald Elo, of course. On the higher end, I'm currently at Emerald 1. And what you will probably notice right off the bat is that actually, in this game, I actually went for Grass of the Undying on Darius. So you can kind of expect what I'm going for here. So this is a tank Darius gameplay. I have a tank Darius. I ran it before in one of my compositions, probably some previous gameplay. But here I am. This is totally different in that the main thing here is that I'm picking for tank Darius. The reason is because I'm going into Yasuo, right? So the thing now is that obviously Conqueror synchronizes very well with Darius, but the main problem is that Darius has a very shitty early thing. At level 1 he gets out-traded, but with my Guards of the Undying I get to, step up to this Yasuo, and then, I'm level 2, can punish him a little bit. I do manage to stack quite a lot on him, and already forced him to take the fruits right now. The wave is just gonna push in, so I'm just gonna crash it in and gonna step back. Not gonna do anything special here, and you can see because of Grass of the Undying, into a melee matchup, I do end up pretty healthy. Right, in terms of composition, our team comp, you can see, doesn't really have that many tanky champions, so this is why I decided to go for Grass of the Undying and go for tank Darius, because, well, yep, this is typical Darius trade, which makes it a lot better with Grass of the Undying. If Yasuo wants to do it, I am not afraid of him entering. So when you bet about composition, since we don't have tanky frontliners, we have a Vayne, we have a Rengar jungle, we have Lulu, and we have Brands. A lot of damage already, so I felt I really didn't need it anymore. Anyway, we saw that our Rengar was nearby, which is why I engaged. And first blood goes to our Rengar. It's pretty good. Right, so enemy team actually has a full squishy composition. You can see they have Varus, they have Fizz, they have Yasuo and Kha'Zix. The only concern is really tanky is the Alistar. And our Vayne has already got a really nice start there, getting kills right from the beginning, so it's very nice for us. After that kill, I shoved on one lane. I'm just gonna go back and going against Yasuo. The first thing I want to get is Bramble Vest. I don't want him to get the healing off. Now mainly it's because Bramble Vest also pops his shield, so you don't really have to do anything. And immediately after that I'm going for Balmy Cinder, which is the component for Sunfire Cape. Of course, the main concern for Darius if you go tank is you're not gonna have any damage, and it's true. But with Grass of the Undying, you have a lot of sustain, and that's really my concern here. I really wanted to sustain. I want to be the front line for the team, and which is why I went for Grass of the Undying. Right. So the Yasuo probably went back, so I'm just gonna, just last hit. I'm not gonna push that fast. I didn't think, since I was tank Darius anyway, I wasn't able to crash the tower like right under it, so I decided to do a slow push instead. Wave is not in the best position. You can see how much this actually does to Yasuo. He removes the healing. The knockout comes in, but on one level hit, he makes the right choice to not go, and I also have huge minion wave stack. Right? And basically, I didn't do anything and Yasuo is already losing HP. He attacks me and he loses HP. That's how Bramble Vest is so good. It's gonna stand among the minions. Also, another thing to note, Balmy Cinder keeps, basically Sunfire Cape, that passive keeps your Grass of the Undying active because you're always in combat as long as it's dealing damage. So I didn't find an opportunity to go in, but our team seems like they want to go for the dragon right now. So unfortunately they didn't start, but I was paying for the engage. Right, I was actually giving out the lane, so you better go in. This uses his Playful Trickster, so yeah, you can see I don't have damage on Darius. Probably a waste of the ultimate, honestly, not gonna lie. But our team's already on the dragon right now, so I'm just gonna go in and help. And you can see because I am the only frontline, just gonna get my healing for Q. Gotta step back. Alpha used his ultimate. I already popped onto the Darius. I'm gonna take a lot of damage here. I don't think I get out alive. Yeah, probably should have flashed out earlier. But our team, Vayne, is doing okay. He's been getting 3 kills so far, so it's really nice. Comes in for a cleanup, goes onto everyone. Varus trying to flash away. Not gonna happen. You can't run away from Vayne's passive. But this is gonna be a little bit too deep, really. Especially since this guy just stood in the middle because probably he DC. But anyhow, not good, right? So I actually won Yasuo in lane very hard early on. But now with the little maneuver there, and Yasuo getting 2 kills, it's not very good for us. He has gotten his Blade of the Rune King first item, very interesting. Typically, I would expect Yasuo to go for Solari Charge Blade first, but anyhow, that's kind of what happened. Fizz comes along. I'm not really afraid of him, honestly. But our team's rotating to Herald, right? So I'm just gonna wait in the bush. Rengar's already started. Herald's gonna get dragged out. I think they probably have a sense of what's happening, and they are trying to, find out if there's anyone camping in the bush. In that case, I was. But I think that we are able to take the fight. We are ahead as a team, so we can go for it. But what's happening now is that I pulled in the Fizz and Rengar jumps in and he takes damage. This is just a Lamar moment, honestly. And from this point onwards, I was just kind of like, our team's not really helping out, and our team fighting isn't working out as well. But the Vayne is actually doing really well, and the Lulu as well. So I was thinking to myself, since I'm playing solo queue, right, you shouldn't be banging your head against the wall all the time, right? Help the team who is winning. That's really key. So in this case, Vayne is winning, so I'm just gonna try and avoid as many teamfights as possible. Because you can see how Rengar is just like he's behind the enemy jungler, and he is also the least farm on our team, so it's kind of funny, right? Yeah, so basically Kaze has been power farming his way up, even though his KDA looks like shit. But yeah, you can see in terms of my build, I have went for Warden's Mail immediately afterwards. So this is basically to build into my Randuin. You can see how much damage I do to the Yasuo on its own. He got from the Undying, keeps me in combat. Obviously the main concern really is Conqueror, but I stacked my passive already. And I land my heal. But you can see I still win. He doesn't have Solar Charge Rate, and yeah. Honestly, not the most ideal to keep going because I didn't have Conqueror. I had Grass on the Undying, so that kinda doesn't make me as strong for extended fights. So I was telling my team, please don't fight, right? I was trying to get my tower, and the Vayne survives. That's a huge thing. But Fizz gets the ultimate on, and our team just kinda all dies there. Nothing much to see here, honestly. They just all die. I was telling them I was trying to push, but they didn't really listen, and that kind of sucked. And the bad thing is I also didn't get much out of it because Yasuo came around, and I'm not gonna walk into tower range with this amount of HP. So I'm just gonna take a step back, take some fruit, and since Yasuo has been pushing the wave out, I'm probably gonna stay for another wave. But I decided to go for a reset since I have enough for Randuin's Omen, and that's really good for tank Darius, especially against high crit. So I have Randuin's Omen, I have Bramble Vest, now I have Sunfire, Aegis as well. And what I need right now is anything that can help me out in terms of ability power, because they have a Fizz, even though it's one person, but I will probably still have to itemize against that because Fizz burst damage is pretty damn insane. And you don't really want to get one shot. The really key thing is not one shot. Go straight for the tower here. Take this first tower. Actually, I don't think it's first tower. Yeah, but I just got his house. And yet again, our team looks like they want to fight. There's a dragon there. I'm telling them we shouldn't do it because I'm not ready, and we don't win team fight. So Rengar goes in, loses the Infernal Dragon. Our team is dragged into this huge fight. He also gets a huge 2-man knockout, and our team's in trouble yet again. It's just nothing. I have nothing to say, honestly. Like, I'm telling my team that I want to push because our team fighting is like trash, and somehow our team just decides to go in, bang their head against the wall every single time, and get a whole team kill. Right? Obviously, the idea is you want to trade objectives, and that's kind of what I did. So you can see, Fabi's trying to get some stuff done. Not gonna work though. I got my full knocks in light, but I got crowd control to death basically, which kind of sucks really, because if I was able to get a reset on anybody, Trav will come in and it would just save everything, right? And then they're all gonna be in trouble. But anyhow, same thing here. I'm basically the most front on my team, a little bit in front of Vayne. Enemy team has a Yasuo, which is 9,000 gold, mainly because our team fed him. And that's kind of about it. They have a fizz at 7,400. I'm not gonna be able to you shouldn't underestimate that, right? But even though the scoreline, it looks kind of bad for us because they have 2 dragons, but we're actually not that far behind. In fact, we're a little bit ahead on gold. So the idea is how to translate that gold lead into something more tangible. And there's some major objectives of it. Fortunately for us, however, is that the Kha'Zix doesn't scale all the way to infinity, and in addition to that, I do have some pretty easy stacking targets, such as the Varus as well as the Alistar. And to some extent, once they use the initiation abilities on Fizz as well as Kha'Zix, I should be able to get a pretty easy stack on them as well. But basically my idea is to try and execute somebody and get my full stacks from there. So once again, going for a push. Tell my team to stop fighting at not any cost. We lost another tower. That tower is really low, but I'm not gonna go in. And looks like our team seems to be fighting, and this is actually a fight that our team won because of the numbers advantage there. They actually sent someone to go and clear the wave, and Kha'Zix was there as well. And so because of that, we did manage to get some advantage. Unable to get the hook here, but the damage comes in. This is a little bit too deep for me honestly, but my team doesn't follow up, and I didn't get the execute, so that kind of sucks. Obviously, if you're a tank Darius, it's not gonna really happen. But the fight continues nonetheless for us. Good stun. And our team kind of trades back 1 for 1. I mean, it's a 2 for 1. Not the best, but we still do get something in return. And in addition to that, it's the Vayne who has actually gone for rapid fire cannon. Pretty interestingly. So in this game, I actually didn't go for Gargoyle. Like, that could have been the way for a true tank. But I was thinking if I go Gargoyle, we're not gonna have any damage, and I don't really trust my team to do the rest of it. That's enough for me to execute someone. So I decided to go for Protobelt instead, which helped me to stick to enemies much better. You can see what I'm building now is pretty interesting, right? So I'm definitely building a magic resist item, but I'm actually going for adaptive helmet here. And you might be thinking, like, why am I getting that? And the reason for that is I want to activate the brand. The brand is just huge amount of damage, especially when teams are, they're sticking together, when they're clustered. And you can see our team is already fighting, right? The enemy team is going forward. Unfortunately, I don't get anything here. Take a lot of damage though, but I do land my ultimate, and that's a huge deal. That huge deal should allow me to do something. And unfortunately, I don't land the reset here because it dies. But it's still a good outcome nonetheless. We do get 3 kills, and because of that, we can go for the Ocean Drake. But here comes the Fizz. He actually got a double kill because our team was really low. He just jumped onto both of them and splashed them with all his damage. But it's alright. It's a little bit of a setback, but we can still take this down nonetheless. I get rooted, and it's kinda, yeah, I don't know. I sometimes forget I'm playing solo queue and try to be selfless and help them out, but the team doesn't really help out. So yeah, the key thing in solo queue is really ensure your own survival and farm out so that you can carry the game on your own for the most part. So the enemy team actually has gone for Baron, which is kind of interesting because everyone's doing a lot of different things. Rengar's looking at the corner and he jumps on. He gets ulted on immediately, but fortunately he actually survived. And now Vayne's gonna do a cleanup. Right? Brand has been ulted by the Lulu, and Brand is really one of those champions that is like super strong when when the enemy team are like super close together. And that's kind of how it works. Right, so the Fizz looks like he's jumping in, he's chasing the target, going for that for the Rengar right here, and he does get a kill eventually. And meanwhile, Fizz is managed to run away. But still though, we want to focus on our targets, and the target here is that we have an opportunity to go for Baron, and we're gonna do it. Right, so try to pull over the Fizz, really. The main thing is I didn't get my ultimate reset yet again, and here comes the Kha'Zix. We didn't manage to force him out in time, and they stole the Baron Nashor, which kind of sucks because otherwise we could have used the Baron to end. But fortunately for us though, we did manage to clear out everybody, so even if they stole it, everyone's dead. We're not gonna be able to do much here. Kind of interesting stuff by the Alistar. Trying to go forward and tank a little and stack out a little bit more. Not really gonna happen here. But with Baron, the idea is for us to just play 1-3-1, especially if you want to break a tower somewhere. Ideally break all at the same time. So we're gonna try and escort the wave. I'm going for the bot. Oh wait, hold on man. We don't actually have Baron buff. We actually didn't get it, they were stolen away. But the good thing is that there's not much value for the enemy team as well, because they were all dead at the end. But at this point I'm basically at full build. I already have my adaptive helmet, and I went for the winged moonplate going into the immense blade, but on second thought I think that's probably not the best idea, so I want to go for something else. And the Rengar has already died, right? I got knocked out, but I get a huge hook in, and thank you to Lulu for the huge ultimate. And my ultimate doesn't connect unfortunately. But I was supposed to ult the Yasuo, he was a little bit too far out. And we've gotten something really good. Vayne has to back out. And it's kind of funny the amount of damage Brand outputs. He's already 10-9, and he just shred through the Yasuo. So kind of works out for us, I guess. But the Elder Mountain Dragon is spawning soon, and it's probably an objective that we're definitely going for afterward, since you're also still ahead. Right, we're just trying to push the advantage even more, make sure that they don't get anything on us. Brand and Lulu actually push pretty damn fast. Maybe it's because of the minions. Anyhow, beyond that, our Rengar is already back. Kha'Zix has been moving around. We saw some vision here. Vayne has already started out with the stun. And our team actually took the Elder Dragon, which is awesome. Which we thought that it could have gone either way because jungle wasn't doing that well. But because of that, we do have one Elder as well as one Dragon earlier. That gives us a lot of damage, and because of that, we should be able to push in and win most fights. So the ultimate comes in from the Fizz. Yeah, I honestly think this is my fault. Went a little bit too far here, just and not the best time to die, especially since Baron's spawning too. So now that I look back at it, that was a pretty huge mistake on my end. And if anything, the enemy team should be going for Baron at this point. So our team is looking to contest in some way, but they have to be pretty careful about it, because if any one of them die, they might spell disaster for us. Rengar seems to be jumping in. Get shielded. It's gonna step back, take a step back.
I don't need another weapon from HQ, but it would be fun.
And you can see what happened here. The Randuin was trying to do something weird. Got stack created from everybody. And every team actually had a perfect opportunity to do it. But our team's could rescue. Brand has been doing a lot of damage on zone. So our team bouncing around. And I'm just coming back. But our team somehow managed to win this fight in the end. Triple kill by the Brand. Everyone was sticking together. And a couple of revive. I don't think there's really anything else the enemy team can do. With the respawn time so long, we decide, I was calling, let's just end the bait. We probably can do it. They have about 20 seconds for that to happen. And I'm fairly sure that we could go before that. And you can see right here, because I am a tank Darius after all, I can just walk in and do as much damage as I want and tank the damage as well, which is pretty important. And you can see in my build, I'm actually ending up with, after Adaptive Helm, I've actually got a machine, which you might think for Trinity Force, but actually I was considering Iceborn Gauntlet mainly for the slow. But honestly speaking, as long as you tank Darius, you can really optimize it any way you want. Let's say for if you have Enchanter on team, you might want to consider Force of, Spirit Visage, if not Force of Nature for magic resist. In general, I think Demon's Blade is a pretty good item, but of course he kind of lacks in stats. You trade that for your mobility, so I prefer to go for like pure tank. You can see Sunfire, Aegis, Blade, what's that? Thornmail, Randuin's Omen, Adaptive Helm, pretty standard stuff, right? And then you can see the sort of damage graph and damage taken. I took the most damage of my team, which kind of makes sense because everyone else is too squishy to do it, so I have to be the one. And that's where I think you will help in your solo queue, right? If you do have your team perform, like stick to the one who's carrying the game, I think you get some pretty decent results. And you can see in terms of gold and XP, we're basically always, for the most part, we're even, if not better. But it was kind of an interesting one because we were winning in some aspects, but the other aspects were not that great. And what really boiled down to it at the end of the day was if you were able to capitalize on the guy who was carrying. In this case, he was a Brand. Mainly it was the Vayne, especially in early game, together with Lulu. So we're gonna support him, and because of that, we're able to snowball and survive all the way to the very end. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Transform signing off. I'll see you guys next time.